we're trying to, solve the 2-year-old puzzle, and I'll freely admit that I think this is more of a watch and enjoy race for me because, it's a bit of a guessing game. But if we're trying to solve the puzzle, would Wafnan be a good place to look? Because their record with 2-year-olds is amazing. 24% win rate with 2-year-olds on turf this year. Is that kind of a strategy you could take for a race like this?
You could definitely say that. We spoke about it off air. I think someone described it as Wafnan are playing Football Manager.
They definitely are, aren't they?
And it is that kind of approach that their view is much more here and now. Let's buy a horse that can win at Royal Ascot. Let's buy a horse that might win a Group 1. Rather than some of the more traditional approaches like Ballydoyle, where they're breeding and they're always thinking about where's our next stallion coming from. Yeah. Wafnan are thinking, can we get in the winners?
So who they got in this race?
They have Underwriter, who was a very interesting entry. I thought his win at Ayr was very impressive. James Doyle got off and seemed to be kind of, here we go, this sounds like a good one. What he beat at Ayr is open to question, and I'd certainly say my notes on that were that the third and fourth really weren't ready for the occasion. So we don't know.
He's a 14-1 shot. Okay. And you mentioned James Doyle there. We were talking about jockeys earlier. Obviously, Wafnan retained James. He's not a bad pilot, is he, to have on your side as well, especially at Royal Ascot?
Yeah, I'd be always looking for... It's not a coincidence that the Group 1 races and the big races at Royal Ascot are won by the good jockeys.
Okay.
I don't mean to say some jockeys are better than others. They are, but it's not picking anyone in particular. But in the pressure moments, the experience counts for a lot. And
getting into the right position.
Exactly. If you're in the right position. And it's also knowing when you're in the wrong position. If the pace is one side and you're the other, it's knowing I've got to go now. Whereas you'll see a huge number of horses next week that you'll think, it's finishing like a steam train. But it's because they're in the wrong place.